Welcome to the Virginia Civics and Economics Lecture Series. At the end of each slide, there will be a 5-second delay. Use this time to complete your notes. When you are done, push play and move on to the next slide. This presentation will begin in 5 seconds. Welcome to Virginia Civics and Economics Lecture 1.8 on character traits of a good citizen, and let's give ourselves that Good Citizenship Award for, I don't know, what goes here? Well, let's see. I'm a nice person to everybody. I know that's good because I know hate is gonna hate. And I follow the law. I know that's going to keep guys like this from having to come and save our fair city. Wait a minute, I go to school. That must make me a good citizen. And even last week, I helped that little old lady cross the street. And I can tell you with a fact that I have never lied. Well, these are character traits of a good person. But what are the character traits of a good citizen? How do you get your name here as a good citizen? And why is it important to have these traits in the first place? Well, today we're going to find out the answers to those questions, and let's go to the next slide. We've talked about the duties and responsibilities of citizenship, but now it's time to talk about the individual, you and me, and what make up the personal traits of a good citizen. A good citizen lives within his or her community as a positive and productive member of society by demonstrating trustworthiness and honesty. It's always been a matter of trust, courtesy, and respect for the rights of others. RESPECT, responsibility, accountability, and self-reliance. Be responsible and respect for the law. Following the rule of law. In other words, we're not breaking the law. These are not just good music themes, they're really words to live by. Also, a good citizen embraces his or her responsibilities as a citizen by demonstrating patriotism, love for one's country, also participation in your school and or local community, and participation in elections as an informed voter. This is Saria Blair, and when she ran for office for state representative in West Virginia, she was 18 years old. She won and became the youngest state representative in the United States of America. Wait a minute. I can't even vote because I'm not 18. Well, you do not need to be like Saria Blair, but you can impact an election by sharing your informed opinion. Go to the next slide. Not only must we demonstrate personal traits of a good citizen, but we must also effectively participate in civic life. And effective participation in civic life can include formulating questions, analyzing information from a variety of sources, expressing a position, and devising and implementing a plan. In other words, we all need to learn and refine how to think critically. What does that mean? Let's ask, I don't know, Albert Einstein, who said, "Education is not the learning of facts, but training the mind to think." In this country, you need to be able to think because you will be responsible for so many choices. In fact, effective participation in civic life also means practicing thoughtful decision making in personal, financial, and civic matters. Things like voting, civic issues, saving money, limiting debt, and doing charitable work are all examples of this. In America, you are free to make whatever choice you want, but you are not free from the consequences of the choice. So make good choices. Go to the next slide. Citizens have duties and responsibilities, and you just learned that we also have personal traits that make us good citizens. But we have one piece left to this puzzle, and that's respecting the offices of government. We as citizens consented to being governed by a government designed to affect safety and happiness amongst the governed, understanding that the governed have certain unalienable rights, including the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our forefathers agreed to this, and so do you. Well, what does that mean? It means that citizens should respect the offices of government, not the person who's serving as president, but the office of the president, Congress as a governing body, and the Supreme Court, notwithstanding their personal feelings about the positions and personality of the people holding that office. In other words, it's okay to not like the president. You don't have to like the president's policies. You don't even have to like the president personally. And in this country, you're going to find out that you have the right to tell everybody that you don't like the president. And you can pretty much do it at any time and in any place, subject to certain things. In fact, when the president speaks to Congress, which the president can do, sometimes the president gets booed for what he is saying. But when you stand up in front of all the members of Congress and you shout out, "You lie," to the President of the United States, you failed to respect the office. You failed to respect the fact that while you don't like the person who is president, we need to respect the fact that the office of the President of the United States is talking to Congress. Finally, the United States military is an apolitical body of the government, which means it's not involved in American politics, so that the military can provide objective and sound advice to the president. That's not the way it is in some other countries. In some countries, the government is run by the military. Not here. In the United States, the military stays out of politics, so that when it's time to tell the president what needs to be done militarily, the military tells the president what to do in the best interests of the country, not in the best interests of the president. That's it for this lecture, and I look forward to seeing you in class.